I got freaking lost in Japan. Obviously, I went to Japan with Lifesteal, and if you're a Lifestealer watching this, you're probably wondering when the freak did JoJo get lost? Like, I thought we were all always kind of together, and I don't think any of us ever actually got fully lost. But yeah, I actually did separate from the entire group. I know there was like 40 million of us in Japan, and still, I went solo a few times and just kind of walked around and I got lost. Okay, let me actually go back in time. So why did I go out by myself? I was in a group with people and then I decided I really wanted to go to a stationery store. If you don't know what stationery is, it's basically all sorts of pens, pencils, notepads, paper, staples, tape, literally all the different things that you could possibly use to write. And I just love it. I love pens. I have way too many like expensive pens. I mean, they're not like super expensive, but like would you ever think of buying a $50 pencil? Well, I have. So, and I've done it. So, anyway, I'm passionate, okay, about my stationery. Japan happens to have a pretty decent stationery selection because Japan just loves that. Also, obviously, writing in hiragana and kanji, they need to be very precise about their strokes. So they actually use very specific pens and pencils to be able to write properly. And yeah, anyway, so yeah, I'm an addict. I love stationery, okay? So we're hanging out and it's like getting close to the final days of us being in Tokyo. And I really wanted to make sure that I went to the stores. So I decided to just literally split up from everyone and go to a store by myself. Okay, so let's get to the story on how I got lost. So I'm going off on my own and I open up Google Maps. I search Ittoya. That's what it's called. Itoya. Ittoya. And I search it up. And at this point, we're like pretty close to Shibuya. And so just to like give you guys a little bit of perspective of where I am, if you don't know anything about Japan, then I guess this doesn't really add any information to you. But point is that it's routing me to one that's literally one train stop away. And I was like, oh, bet. And that right there was my mistake. See, because I actually did research on this Ittoya store ahead of time. And what I learned is that there's quite a few of them because, again, Japan loves their stationery, but the one that I really wanted to go to was the really touristy one, which is literally like 14 floors of stationery. Each floor has like their own specific thing. The first floor, erasers. The second floor, envelopes. The third floor, pencils. It was amazing. Anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself, but I didn't like actually look into that when I just Google Maps it. And so the one that it took me to was one that, let's just say, it was just completely in the wrong direction. And then this is officially where I get lost. Because of course I have my Apple Maps and I took my one train right away. But here's the thing. Japan's like really cool, right? They've got actually good public transport and just all these different things that are like really cool and things that you just don't really experience much here in the US. But the primary thing is that the station that I got off of was literally like the central station of Shinjuku. I think that's how it's pronounced, Shinjuku. And basically this is like another kind of touristy area where they have just a lot of stores and cool things and whatever. But this station, because it was like the central station, was basically primarily underground. As in, I'm literally walking for 5, maybe 10 minutes, and I am still underground in this giant freaking station. To my left and to my right, there's all different types of food and stores and things, and I don't see any sunlight. I don't know where to freaking go to exit this station. And I'm trying to open my freaking Google Maps, and it says, you are here. Oh, you're a 2-minute walk. Oh, you are here. Take this exit. Where the freak is the exit? I don't see it anywhere. I literally walked around in circles genuinely for like almost 30 minutes, just walking in circles around this freaking station that is entirely underground. And it just freaking keeps going. I think I took exactly one picture. I took one picture of this station, or maybe actually I think this picture might have been not at the station. It doesn't matter because eventually I found the exit and I go outside and it looks super cool. I see this billboard with this 3-dimensional cat. It's awesome. And then I'm realizing I look down at my Apple Maps or my Google Maps and it's like, oh, wrong way. What do you mean wrong way? It was leading me back into the station. Somehow, in some way, this freaking stationery store was somewhere in this station that's freaking ginormous, and I couldn't find my way out of it. I don't even think it was inside of the station. I think it was actually like 5 floors up, because this freaking station was also underneath a giant building. And I don't know, Japan is very vertical. Like all of the different malls we went to were very much just in these giant buildings, and each floor would have like 7, maybe even 10 different stores. And then you'd go to the next floor and bang, another 10 different stores. It is actually impressive how much they could fit in one building. I feel like I don't really see that much over here, but also I guess I don't really live like in downtowns or like in the city of anything. I mostly live like kind of in the suburbs, I guess. But like, you know, most malls I've been to, especially like outdoor malls or even indoor malls, they're all very horizontal. You kind of just keep walking in a straight line and then you kind of come across the thing. No, Japan, you go up and up and up, and eventually you will maybe find the store you're looking for. Whew. Anyway, I feel like that was kind of a little bit of a rant. But the point is I was freaking lost, and I actually gave up. I never found the Ittoya store that was there. I was actually kind of excited to look for it, even if it was the wrong one, because I knew that the other one would be very crowded and it would be filled with tourists. So I kind of wanted to look for that one so that I could maybe get like a bit of a more chill experience, but I couldn't find it, and it was raining. And so when I got out and I saw the 3-dimensional cat, I was like, okay, freak it, bro. Like, I'm just gonna go back on a train and go to the other place, which was also only like 2 train stops away, so it wasn't really that bad. I was freaking scared. I genuinely, like, if there was one person who saw me in that station walking around, they probably would have been really confused, because I probably walked down the same path at least 5 or 6 different times. It's actually kind of painful that I did that. I guess it's kind of nice I got my steps in, but anyway, eventually I got on the train and I did make it to the correct Ittoya store, which was really cool. Genuinely 14 floors of stationery. I spent almost 2 hours at that store, and I am not even kidding when I say that. I wish I was kidding. I actually have picture proof of timestamps of when I entered and when I left, and it's almost 2 hours. It's actually ridiculous. So I guess it's kind of good that I went on my own, because I'm sure other people would have been like, bro, let's get the heck out of here. But, you know, I had a little bit of an experience of getting lost, being a little bit scared. Never felt like particularly unsafe. I was just kind of scared of like, where the freak am I? Like, how am I actually so dumb that I can't read this map? And I ended up buying a few pens at the Ittoya store. So you know what? All in all, it was a good experience. I was a little scared of being alone, but I succeeded, and I've had a lot of fun using my new stationery. So yeah. I guess if you're ever planning on going to Japan, good luck, because some things are just entirely underground or in just some giant building, and Apple Maps or Google Maps will never be able to fully describe to you how to get there.